cryptopapa.
Wow, I'm feeling super good at the moment. So good days everybody, welcome to Cryptopapa, where crypto is hard, but Papa makes it easy. My name is Conan. Once again, thank you very much for clicking in for another video. This is where we talk about some of the news regarding the crypto market to you every day, and also we analyze some of the altcoins and we wanted to share it with you daily. So before we begin, this is not a financial advice, so please do your own due diligence and also your risk management. So please do us a quick favor, help us to like, share and subscribe to support the community, and let's begin. So the very first thing that we need to do every single time before we jump into the market is to see how is the major cryptos are doing, especially Bitcoins, because we need to see how Bitcoin is going before we jump into the Bitcoin dominance and also the other coins. So you have to know that for the market's trend are shifting relentlessly every single time, because they are changing fast, are shifting very fast. Sometimes it has been affected by the fundamental news and also the formal or some of the manipulations ongoing. So we need to keeps on changing on how we look to the crypto market every day. As per yesterday, for the Bitcoins, it's supposed to be like this for the triangle, but on today's market we are restructuring the shape, the form of the symmetrical triangle to the updated version, which is currently look like this. So you have to know one thing is that we don't trade if they are still traveling inside a certain structure before it has been completely formed and a breakout has been done. So we don't trade for the current Bitcoin setup because there are still more space for the candlestick to bouncing ups and down inside this area before we are seeing an actual completed Bitcoin symmetrical structure has been formed, and we wait for the structure to break off to whichever direction, regardless to the upside or the downside, before we make the next decision to enter the position if you want. So moving on to the BTC.D. So as yesterday I had told to you that the altcoin seasons are knocking on the door, but in today's video I'm going to share to you slightly longer. I'm going to brief you how is the BTC.D works, and also how and what is the requirement for the altcoin seasons to activate. So for the BTC.D, this is a weekly chart. So I had drawn some of the direction. As you see on the chart, this is a weekly time frame. Since 2017, the candlestick, the percentage of the BTC dominance has started to drop all the way to the strong support area of the 36.1%, something somewhere here, but it takes about 252 days in order to drop all the way to this support level, and this is where the first altcoin season started. So the next one we are seeing is on the previous 2021, which started first on the May, and the next one following by the September and also the December, and lastly it has touching on the September area. Moving on to the Bitcoin's dominance. In the video yesterday, I had told everybody that the altcoin seasons are knocking on the door. So guess what? In today's video, I just wanted to share with you how is the BTC dominance works, and also how do we read the chart of the Bitcoin dominance, and also what is the requirements in order to activate the altcoin season. So as you can see, this is a weekly time frame chart. So let's go back all the way to the 2017. So on the 2017 of June, we can see at the average of the 79.11%, where the candlestick, the percentage value has started to drop all the way to the strong support area of the 35.98%, somewhere around here. This is where we see the first altcoin seasons had started. So it has started somewhere in the 2018, the very first month of 2018. So on the Q1 of 2018, the first altcoin had already begun. So following by a rising to the strong resistance area in this somewhere here, and also it had faced a very strong rejection and has started to having a downside fall all the way back to this area. So this is the second altcoin season. I mean, you have to know, in order for the altcoin season to work, the BTC.D, first, it has to be going downside. So this is the very first requirement for Bitcoin's dominant to fall all the way down in order to activate the altcoin season. So following by the latest altcoin season, where it bounced back to the recent strong resistance area at the 65%, and right now we are seeing a very good sign of a bearish downfall for the Bitcoin's dominant. So we are expecting for the downfall to keep on going down, hopefully all the way to the 42%, somewhere around here. So for a full cycle of the altcoin season, on average it takes 252 days, so less than a year, about 8 months, in order to have a full cycle of the altcoins on the very first back into the 2017. So the second one, we are looking at 630 days on the average, or equally to close to 2 years. So we are expecting for the coming altcoin seasons to be running for at least a year. So hopefully we are eagerly waiting for the Bitcoin dominance to drop. So every day on the crypto market, we need to see how is the BTC and also the Bitcoin dominance are moving in order to predict the next movement in the altcoins market. As the current Bitcoin's dominance are dropping, so now we are changing to 1 hour timely chart. It is moving downside, so we are expecting for the Bitcoin dominance are still on the way to the downside. So this is the first thing that we need to notice every day before we jump into the market. So secondly is the Bitcoin. Bitcoins are still ranging inside this structure. This is a symmetrical triangle where we are expecting for the candlestick to rebound immediately to this area and also start to tightening up. This is what we call a contraction pattern until it starts to break off to whichever direction it is. So for current Bitcoins, we are expecting for it to rebound to the upside. So for now, we are seeing Bitcoin will be going up. So let's jump back to the Bitcoin dominance cycle. So for the Bitcoin's dominant right now, at this moment, they are moving downside, so they are decreasing. So for the Bitcoins, guess what? They are doing a rebound to the upside. So we might expect for this moment, the Bitcoins are going to change from decrease to the increase. So these two would be equally means that for the altcoins on the recent, they are increasing fast. So I mean, for now, it had just started and we are expecting more and more for the altcoins to, pumping up. So moving on to this chart, this is a reference for the path in order to activate the alt season. So firstly, we are seeing Bitcoins, all the institution and also all the wealth and market makers are flowing money into the Bitcoin, causing price to surge up, which is just recently Bitcoin has hit the all-time high, and the next one, all the money flow will be overlapped. I mean the phase are overlapped. So all the monies that has been liquidated from the Bitcoins will start to flow into the Ethereum. So for the Ethereum, for the current Ethereum is very, is increasing rapidly fast, but not to the previous all-time high. But at least for the Ethereums at this moment, they are surging up. In this chart, it says money flows into Ethereum, but it is struggling to keep up with the Bitcoin. This is what we are seeing right now inside the market. This is the fact because for the current Ethereum, it starts to increase, steadily every day, and it starts to outperform the Bitcoin. So this is just the beginning of the altcoin season. So in the next phase, for the Ethereum, we will see the Ethereum is, will start to rapidly surging up to outperform the Bitcoin, and we will start to hear somebody else to talk about, flipping, how is the Ethereum works. All the news will be start to focus into the Ethereum. So this is where the next phase, which is the phase 3, are going to start. All the money flow into the Ethereum will be allocated back into the large cap. So what is the large caps? Large caps is something, a very strong ranking inside the market. I mean, we are seeing to the first 20 cryptos out of the thousands one in the market. So this is a CoinGlass website where everybody can just click into here, and we are seeing the cryptocurrency data analysis. This is where it shows that the large cap of the top 20 cryptos in the market. So for the first one, of course, BTC is positioned on the only first one. So nobody else will be outperform Bitcoin at this moment. I mean, forever, we don't know. But on the following, we are looking at the placing of number 2, the Ethereum, which is currently having a surge of 15.85% for the past of 24 hours. And for the third one, XRP had recently climbed up through the placement of number 3 with a surging of 81.42% for the past of 24 hours. That's crazy. I mean, man, that's very, very crazy. For the XRP had recently hit the all-time high of $3.43. So, I mean, for the large cap of XRP placing on a position of number 3 with just a $3.43 per crypto coin, this is something that, I mean, we are still seeing how strong for the XRP will be going up. We are expecting for a triple or even a 10 times even more for XRP to grow. So for the only 20 top large cap, this is where we need to, stay focused. We need to be alert on all these 20 top crypto large cap, because each and every of these coins are pumping up right now. Just like, for example, Doge are going up at 120%. This is something very, very crazy. I mean, this is not something that you can see every day, because every crypto coins are turning green. So we just need to focus for the top 10 will be sufficient for us to trade for the upcoming altcoin season. On the phase 4 alt season, when the alt season has started, all the large cap, just like the top 20, the top 10s, all the large cap as we are seeing just now, will be going fully vertical, and we are seeing a very strong blow off to the top. Is it familiar? It is. So all the mid caps, low caps, micro caps, I mean, all the coins will pump up around at the same time, and large cap will be outperforming Bitcoins and Ethereum. This is something where, I mean, when the altcoin seasons had started, we will see all the, all the mini coins, all the altcoins. Phase 4 alt season is something where we will see all the large cap will be going fully vertical to the top. So what does that mean? So all the monies will be allocated into the top 10 to top 20 of the cryptos in the market. The strongest one, we will see all these coins will be blows off to the top. So including all the mid caps, I mean the top 50, or even some of the low caps, micro caps, will all be pumping hard around the same time. And also large cap will be outperforming Bitcoins and Ethereum. So it seems that every coin will be going parabolic. So parabolic is something where all the price action for each of the coins will be going up and up and up, regardless of fundamentals. And everybody will be, FOMO, fear of missing out. And you will see when you are sleeping, you are still earning money. This is heaven. This is heaven. This is where you are going to get richer. And this is the only opportunity for you to change your life. So moving on to the signals of the day, we are seeing Pi. Wow, for the Pi USDT, currently there's a very obvious round the bottom has been structured on, and it's still traveling inside this descending triangle. So hopefully the price candle will be breaks off at this moment, and after that we will just placing a position. So we stay tuned for the Pi, because currently for Pi, hopefully the downside triangle, the descending triangle, will be soon ended, and a new ascending trend for the Pi will be start soon. So hopefully. So let's have a quick recap to the previous signals that we have given to you for the past 2 days, which is the LDO, the Lido DAO. So congratulations to any one of you that has been bought on the previous video. I mean, you have profited through our prediction at the 1.132 before it starts to drop off. This is a correction. This is a pullback before it starts to, we are seeing the price action will be going up, further up again. So let's see how many percent we are profiting from this trade. wow, this is a 18.3%. If you are buying on future for maybe a 2 to 5 times of the leverage, we are seeing nearly 100% of a profit. But if you are on spot trading, you had already earned 18%. That's crazy. I mean that's how strong our team it is. How good is our team to find some of the good opportunity, and we share it to you immediately every day. So a very good applause to the team. So moving on to the next signal, we are seeing ROSE, ROSE, ROSE USDT. This is a very obvious inverse head and shoulder where a 1-to-1 ratio will be going up to the final targets of 0.041. So currently it has already started to taking action to pumps up, and we set the entry at this level at 0.03. So we wait for the price candle action to break off and retest this area before we jump into the position. So this is a very good, so please don't miss the chance. So buy in whenever you want, but this is just for the spot. If you are buying on future, please do your own risk management, because to have a very wide stop loss gap, this is not a good trade for the future. So moving on to the GUSDT, this is a contraction pattern where the recent candlestick has been broken off to the top side of the contraction and had successfully retested on the entries level, and currently it has pointed up and will be going up. So on the other hand, for the GUSDT, it has started to shift from the descending trend to the ascending trend. So we are seeing the candle will be going even further than the current TP that has been set. So we stay tuned, we don't risk too much, we profit. Once we got the profit, you can just exit immediately if you want. So this is the last signal, and also this is a very, very strong signal that I wanted to share it with you. This is what we call a mega signal. What is a mega signal? It's so-called, is what we consider as the boss. Essentially for the TRX, this is a very strong coin, because who owns the TRX? It's Sun. Son of the banana. He owns the TRX. So for the TRX, this is just the beginning, because it is on the top 10s of the largest crypto in the market, and the pricing of the TRX is currently just only $0.37. So we flip back to the CoinGlass website, we can see for the strongest crypto in the world, the Bitcoin, are pricing at 117,000. Nearly to 118,000, and Ethereum to at least to a 3.5 thousand, but SRP just $3.4. How much more for the SRP to grow up even more? This is just the beginning for the XRP, and we see for the Binance coin has been placing at number 4 with the value of 747, and Solana at least $100, and Doge and TRX and ADA, Cardano, XLM. These all little coins that this is surely something that we need to be focusing on. There are still much more gap for them to grow up, to perform better. This is a very good opportunity for everybody to jump into the market before the real altcoin season starts. So for the TRX, we wait for the current price action candles to break off to the upper side of the entries level before it started to retest the back. So once it has successfully retested on this line, that's where we enter the position. So for the current TRX, we are seeing the final target at 0.4, which is a very strong resistance before we see the TRX will once again challenging to the upside of the price value. So on the other hand, another reason that we are seeing this as a very strong signal, where we name it as a mega signal to everybody, is because using some of our VIPs strategies, we call this a market maker strategies, where we follow the footprint of the market makers, how they move, because they wanted to trap all the retail traders like us. So reversely, we need to follow how their movement it is, and this is where we are seeing a perfect alignment of the SMA. So this is the SMA line. So we are looking at a very bullish sign of a very good alignment of the so-called the golden alignment of the SMA are started to pointing up on the 1 hour timely chart. So if we are changing to another sequence of the time, of course we are seeing the same placement of the SMA. it is still moving to the upside. It has just started off. This is just the beginning. I mean, how much more it can still going up? I mean, from 0. The current value is at 0.32. So from 0.32 to pumps up to $1 for everybody to, jump into the position to brings up because volume. Because this is a liquidity crypto. It has a lot of volume in it. This is not something that one institution can be controlled of. This is not something market maker can manipulate the crypto, because this is a large cap. It needs a lot of the retail investor and also many institutions in order to control or to to move the price action candle to whichever direction that they want, because this is something different with the altcoins. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, because this is just the beginning. So please help us to like, share and subscribe to more of your friends to support the communities. I hope you get rich, and I will see you on the next video.
Where crypto is hard, but Papa makes it easy.